Hey, friends. A quick call today. I was thinking about something that has really served me well in my own decluttering journey, and I thought it could be helpful to you as well. And I call it making decisions that are a gift for future you. And I was spending quite a bit of time this morning thinking about that. So, yesterday in my own life, my grandma passed away. She was 94 years old and really 94 years young, sharp as a tack right up until the end. And, she taught me a lot of really important lessons. She taught me lessons as a mother, as a caregiver. And also when, she was at that time in her life where she became a widow. And a lot of the people that I work with are seniors, 55 plus, who have lost parents. Some of them have lost spouses, some of them have even lost children. And it's really just my area of passion. And so things have been hard, the news, of course, wasn't unexpected. But, I was kind of laughing with my kids and I said, well, guess what? The pre-grieving tricks just doesn't work. When I got the call, it still rocked me. And so I was sitting with this grief and with this heaviness and asking myself, well, first of all, was realizing that I felt stuck and I felt really overwhelmed. And um, I was kind of, moving around the house, wanting to get things done, trying to get things done, but feeling like I was really just spinning my wheels and I wasn't really making a lot of progress. In fact, I'm not even sure I was making much progress at all. And I know that it's early days, right? Grief is unpredictable, it's tumultuous. In the beginning, there's lots of logistics of planning of, memorial services and decisions that need to be made. But our family's big and a lot of people are going to be traveling. So that's going to be in a week or so. So that means right now I have some time. And I was thinking that if I could be intentional about my time and my decisions in my home, I could make some decisions for myself that it's going to be easier when I return home again. And so I was getting a bit frustrated because the way that I was spending my time and the things that I was trying to do, it wasn't, things weren't shaping up as I hoped that they would. And instead of just getting frustrated and quitting, which was, my immediate reaction, um, I had to ask myself, how can I make this really simple? Right? I'm going to look at a particular space. And right now, overwhelm was showing up. My brain would feel really crowded with thoughts that weren't serving me. And I was feeling like I was drowning in stress, and right before I hit that shutdown mark, I had to ask myself, what can I do right now that future me is going to be thankful for? Okay. And I made some decisions based on that, but I want to offer you, my choices are really particular for the situation that I'm in right now. But I want to offer you some general ideas because it can apply for like just when life gets busy. It doesn't have to be this, traumatic situation that brings up those situations. Maybe you struggle with anxiety or depression, or you're a busy mom or a grandparent, or you've lost a parent, or you're in transition of some kind, right? All of that can bring that spinning our wheels feeling. So when I phrase that question that way, what can I do right now that future me will be thankful for? I feel like I'm giving myself like a gift, right? And when it's a gift that I'm giving myself, it feels good, right? It's not feeling heavy. It's not feeling oppressive, right? So there's really simple things that I can do, like putting dinner in the crock pot so that evening me doesn't have to think about stressing over cooking. I don't have to prep anything. I don't have to spend the time cooking and then serving. And it's just, I've actually done some of that work in the morning. So when the evening time rolls around, dinner has magically cooked itself, right? That's a gift for me. I feel like I'm getting back more time and then I just have to serve it and clean it up. So that becomes much easier. Another thing that I can do is I can do a load of laundry so that future me has her favorite clothes. Okay. Right now, because I am grieving, I like to have my favorite pajamas. I like to have clean bedding, right? Because it feels so good to get into clean sheets when I go to bed at night. And sleep is a priority, right? For me to show up in the day and everything that's asked of me, and, loving my parents, who this is such a big loss for them, and for my kids, I want to get good sleep because sleep is foundational. Another thing is just sometimes just going for a walk. Okay. Fresh air, it gives us a boost of energy. And sometimes when we have that boost of energy, we also have clarity of thought. So that's something to think about, right? Sorting the mail. Because when we see that mail pile that just keeps building and building and building, that can be super stressful. And when things are stressful, right, that takes emotional energy, and emotional energy takes physical energy. So if we are trying to solve problems that cause us stress, if we are simplifying, if we are giving gifts to ourselves and cutting back on that overwhelm and cutting back on that overthinking, we're actually giving ourselves more energy throughout the day. And the other thing too is when I deal with my mail nowadays, like 90% of it is recycling. There's not a lot of bills that come in the mail anymore. So many of them I opt for online billing, so it'll come as an email. So that's actually really quick decisions. So you get the idea. I don't want you to overthink it, right? Ask yourself, what is something that you can do now that future you will be thankful for, and then just get it done, right? Keep it small, keep it intentional. Don't say something like, I have to clean up my whole garage. Okay, that's really big and that may be overwhelming, but you may say, you know what? I'm going to take one bin from the garage and I'm going to sort through it, right? All those little one things start adding up. So we deal with one zone, one bin, one shelf, right? We make one decision at a time, and that leads us further on towards our overall goal, right? It is going to make a difference for future you. And if you don't know where to start, remember that starting is better than not starting, right? Don't overthink it. Really you can walk into a room that's got clutter and go, you know what? I'm just going to pick 3 things and I'm just going to make a decision about them. They're either going to get tossed, they're going to get donated, I'm going to keep them, and I'm going to go put them in the room where they're most likely going to have a home, right? So you can start really, really, really small. And try not to talk yourself out of going, okay, yeah, but Selena, I have a whole cluttered room. Dealing with 3 things isn't going to make much of a difference. But if you deal with 3 things and eventually you go back and you deal with 3 more, or you take that really big cluttered room and you break it out into teeny tiny little zones, if you are intentional and if you keep showing up to it, you are going to make a difference. And that is a gift to future you. You also can do something like your bedside table. For me, that's the last thing I see before I go to sleep at night and the first thing that I see in the morning. So, if it's looking more peaceful and it's looking more organized, then that's a gift for me as well. It's a gift to the way that I end the day, and it's a gift to the way that I start the day. Another thing is, where do you make your tea and coffee in the morning? Do you have a little space in your kitchen? Does that feel organized and peaceful? Right? Because that contributes to how we start our day. Or maybe it's your front porch or the front entryway into your condo. When you open the door to come in, is it a peaceful space? Are you tripping over shoes? Is it a drop zone for your family or your grandchildren? Right? So we can then be intentional about how we show up to that space and what we want it to look like, and make small decisions so that way it's going to serve us better. Okay, so if you get overwhelmed, if you are struggling, if you are stressed, if you are grieving, ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do right now that is going to be a gift for future me? And I promise you it's going to pay off. So take care, and I will talk to you next time.